Imagine standing at the foot of a structure so massive, it literally alters the skyline of an entire city, or watching a tunnel boring machine the size of a skyscraper chew through miles of solid rock beneath a bustling metropolis. We are living in an era where the term impossible is being redefined every single day by engineers with nerves of steel and budgets reaching into the billions. The United States is currently undergoing a construction boom, unlike anything we have seen since the mid-20th century. And while many people talk about projects that might happen in a decade, there is a select group of legendary developments that are hitting the finish line right now. This is not about some distant future or a concept drawing on a website. We are talking about concrete being poured, steel being bolted, and ribbons being cut this year. From high-speed rail making its grand debut to stadiums that look like fallen spaceships and massive environmental restorations that are literally reshaping the American landscape, the scale of what is finishing in 2024 and 2025 is breathtaking. If you think the days of grand American ambition are over, you are about to be proven wrong in the most spectacular way possible. We are diving straight into 12 massive mega projects that are reaching completion this very year, and believe me, some of these are going to change the way you live, travel, and see the world forever. First on our list is a project that has been decades in the making, and represents a massive shift in how the East Coast moves. The Long Island Railroad Terminal at Grand Central Madison. For years, commuters coming into New York City from Long Island had to squeeze into the overcrowded Penn Station, but that era is officially over. This is one of the largest underground transportation hubs ever constructed in the United States. Engineers literally had to blast and hollow out massive caverns, deep beneath the existing Grand Central Terminal, without disturbing the historic structure above or the thousands of people walking over their heads every day. This project cost over $11 billion and involved the creation of miles of new tunnels and a concourse that feels more like a futuristic cathedral than a train station. As this moves into its final operational phase this year, it is cutting commute times for hundreds of thousands of people. Imagine saving 40 minutes a day just by changing which hole in the ground you pop out of. That is 40 minutes more with your family or 40 minutes less of breathing in subway air. The sheer logistical nightmare of building this under the most expensive real estate on Earth is enough to make any engineer sweat. But they did it. And the doors are finally wide open. Moving from the underground of New York to the sunny skies of California, we have to talk about the SoFi Stadium and the surrounding Hollywood Park development reaching its final completion phase. While the stadium has been hosting games for a little while, the massive surrounding district, including luxury retail, residential towers, and the incredible YouTube theater, is seeing its grand finishing touches this year. This is not just a place to watch football. It is a $5 billion city within a city. The stadium itself features a massive translucent roof that covers not just the field but an adjacent pedestrian plaza, and it is the first indoor-outdoor stadium of its kind. The sheer amount of glass and steel used here could build a small city. What makes this a mega project finishing now is the integration of the massive digital screen that wraps around the entire interior, known as the Infinity Screen by Samsung. It is the largest video board ever created in sports, and as the final blocks of the Hollywood Park development open up this year, the vision of a year-round entertainment destination is finally a reality. It has fundamentally changed the economy of Inglewood and set a new bar for what a sports venue can be. Now let's head to the desert for something truly out of this world. The MSG Sphere in Las Vegas has been the talk of the town, but this year marks the point where the entire surrounding infrastructure and the full slate of its technological capabilities are being finalized. This is the largest spherical structure on the planet. It stands over 360 feet tall and is covered in 1.2 million puck-sized LED lights on the outside, creating a massive glowing orb that can be seen from space. Inside, it features a 16K resolution wraparound LED screen that is larger than 3 football fields. But the mega project aspect goes beyond just the screen. It is the haptic flooring that vibrates with the sound and the specialized scent systems that can make the audience smell the ocean or a forest during a show. Building a perfect sphere of this size required specialized cranes brought in from overseas and mathematical precision that pushed the limits of modern architecture. As the final phases of its surrounding walkways and transport links finish this year, the sphere is no longer a construction site. It is a permanent piece of the Vegas skyline that looks like a glitch in the Matrix. While we are in the West, we cannot ignore the massive progress on the Brightline West high-speed rail link. While the full line to Vegas is still a work in diameter, the major California segments and the massive station infrastructure in Florida are hitting incredible milestones this year. Brightline has already revolutionized travel between Miami and Orlando, but this year they are finalizing the high-speed corridor upgrades that allow these trains to hit speeds that make driving look like standing still. They are currently the only private high-speed rail operator in the country, and their success is proving that Americans actually want to ride trains if they are clean, fast, and modern. The construction involved building hundreds of miles of new track and massive bridges over Florida's complex waterways. As the final station interior finishings wrap up, we are seeing the blueprint for the future of American travel. It is sleek, it is efficient, and it is finally happening after years of people saying it would never work. If you like bridges, you have to see the Gordie Howe International Bridge connecting Detroit, Michigan, to Windsor, Ontario. While the official ribbon cutting for traffic might slide into next year, the actual structural completion and the final cable stay installations are happening right now. This is a massive multi-billion-dollar project that will be the longest cable-stayed bridge in North America. The towers stand over 700 feet tall, making them look like giant tuning forks reaching for the clouds. The logistics of building a bridge of this scale over one of the busiest commercial border crossings in the world are staggering. Thousands of trucks cross this border every day, and this bridge will feature massive ports of entry that are basically cities of their own. The bridge deck is being held up by hundreds of massive steel cables, and watching the two sides meet in the middle of the river this year is a moment of engineering history. It is a symbol of international cooperation and a massive piece of infrastructure that will keep the North American economy moving for the next century. In the world of energy, the United States is finishing one of the most important projects for the future of the power grid, the Vogtle electric generating plant expansion in Georgia. Units 3 and 4 are the first new nuclear reactors built in the United States in over 30 years. This project has faced massive delays and budget increases, but this is the year it finally crosses the finish line. This plant will provide clean, carbon-free energy for millions of homes. The scale of a nuclear project is hard to wrap your head around. We are talking about millions of cubic yards of concrete, and some of the most complex mechanical engineering ever attempted. These reactors are designed to be safer and more efficient than anything that came before them. As they reach full commercial operation this year, they represent a massive win for energy independence and a huge step toward a cleaner future. It is a mega project in the truest sense of the word, involving thousands of workers and technologies that seem like they belong in a lab rather than a power plant. Let's shift gears to the Pacific Northwest, where the Seattle waterfront transformation is finally finishing after the removal of the old Alaskan Way viaduct. For decades, a giant concrete highway blocked the city of Seattle from its own waterfront. But after digging one of the world's largest tunnels and tearing down the old road, the city is finishing a massive park and pedestrian corridor this year. This mega project involves the construction of a new seawall designed to withstand massive earthquakes and support the local marine ecosystem. The new waterfront features a massive park, elevated walkways, and a new aquarium expansion. It is a rare example of a mega project where the goal is actually to remove a massive structure to make room for nature and people. The complexity of working in a seismic zone while keeping a major city running is incredible. As the final landscaping and the opening of the Overlook Walk happen this year, Seattle is finally reclaiming its relationship with the water. The Gerald Desmond Bridge replacement, now known as the Long Beach International Gateway, has completed its final transition phases. While the main span opened recently, the demolition of the old bridge and the finalization of the massive cargo rail links and surrounding port infrastructure are reaching completion this year. This is a crucial link in the global supply chain. The bridge is high enough for the world's largest container ships to pass underneath, reaching the port of Long Island. The towers of this bridge are iconic, featuring a cable-stayed design that glows at night. The amount of trade that passes under and over this bridge is a significant percentage of the entire U.S. GDP. Finalizing the rail connections this year means that goods can move from ships to trains faster than ever before, reducing congestion on the highways and making the entire port more efficient. Heading back to the Midwest, the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota is finalizing its massive Bold Forward Unbound expansion. This is a $5 billion multi-year project that is essentially rebuilding the center of one of the world's most famous medical institutions. The project involves massive new clinical buildings that are designed with modularity in mind, meaning they can be adapted as medical technology changes over the next 50 years. It is a mega project focused on human health, incorporating advanced robotics, AI-driven logistics, and some of the most sophisticated lab spaces on Earth. Building a massive complex like this in the middle of a functioning city is a delicate operation. This year, the first major phases of this new medical city are opening their doors, proving that mega projects aren't just about roads and bridges. They are about the infrastructure of life itself. Down in Texas, the port of Corpus Christi is finishing its massive ship channel improvement project. This might not sound as flashy as a glowing sphere in Vegas, but it is one of the most important maritime projects in the country. They are deepening and widening the channel to allow for much larger crude oil tankers and liquefied natural gas carriers. This involves dredging millions of tons of material from the sea floor and reinforcing the banks of the channel. As the final segment finishes this year, it cements the port's position as the leading export hub for U.S. energy. The sheer volume of material moved and the environmental protections put in place during construction make this a hidden giant in the world of American megaprojects. In the Northeast, the massive redevelopment of the Philadelphia Navy Yard is hitting a major milestone as several massive life sciences buildings and residential towers reach completion this year. Once a hub for building warships, it is now being turned into a multi-billion-dollar campus for the future of biotechnology. This project involves the adaptive reuse of historic structures alongside cutting-edge glass buildings. The engineering challenge here was upgrading the century-old infrastructure to support the massive power and water needs of modern labs. As the newest phase wraps up this year, the Navy Yard is officially one of the most successful urban redevelopments in the country, proving that we can take old industrial sites and turn them into engines for the modern economy. Finally, we have the incredible Oroville Dam spillway reconstruction and the finalization of the Hyatt power plant upgrades in California. After the catastrophic spillway failure years ago, the state has been working on a massive multi-billion-dollar project to not only rebuild the spillway, but to make it the most robust flood control structure in the world. Using specialized high-strength concrete and a design that can handle more water than the Niagara Falls, the engineers have turned a disaster into a masterclass in modern dam safety. The final environmental restoration work and the last of the electrical grid upgrades are finishing this year. It is a project that protects hundreds of thousands of lives downstream and ensures that one of the country's largest reservoirs remains a vital resource for water and power. The scale of these 12 projects is almost hard to comprehend when you see them individually, but together, they represent an incredible investment in the future of the United States. We are talking about hundreds of billions of dollars, millions of man-hours, and innovations that were not even possible 20 years ago. These projects are not just about pouring concrete. They are about solving the biggest challenges our society faces. How do we move people faster? How do we generate clean energy? How do we protect our cities from a changing climate? Each one of these developments is a piece of that puzzle. Think about the Gordie Howe Bridge. It is not just a road. It is a lifeline for the entire automotive industry. Think about the Vogtle nuclear plant. It is a massive bet on a carbon-free future. Or the MSG Sphere, which is pushing the boundaries of what we can even perceive with our senses. These projects require a level of coordination that is staggering. You have thousands of workers, hundreds of subcontractors, and government agencies at every level all working together toward a single goal. And yes, they often go over budget, and they almost always take longer than expected. But when they are done, they stand for 100 years as a testament to what we can achieve. As these projects open their doors or cut their ribbons this year, it is important to remember the people who built them. These are the ironworkers, hanging from cables hundreds of feet in the air, the tunnel bores working in total darkness beneath our feet, and the engineers who have to figure out how to keep a bridge standing during a hurricane. It is their work that allows us to take for granted the fact that we can hop on a train and be in another city in 2 hours, or turn on our lights and have power that came from a nuclear reactor. What is truly exciting is that as these projects finish, they pave the way for the next generation of megaprojects. The lessons learned from the Seattle waterfront or the Brightline West Rail are already being applied to new tunnels in New York, new ports in the Gulf of Mexico, and new transit systems across the West. We are in the middle of a massive infrastructure cycle, and this year is the peak of that cycle where we finally get to see the results. It is easy to get caught up in the news about things falling apart, but when you look at these 12 massive developments reaching their conclusion, you see a different story. You see a country that is still capable of building on a world-class scale. You see cities that are willing to reinvent themselves and industries that are willing to invest in the future. Whether it is a tunnel in New York, a bridge in Detroit, or a dam in California, these projects are the backbone of the 21st century. So the next time you are sitting in traffic, and you see a massive crane on the horizon, or you read about a new tunnel being dug under your city, remember that these are the mega projects that will define our era. They are the wonders of the modern world. And they are happening right now, right in our backyard. The world of 2025 will look fundamentally different because of the work being finished this year. It is a great time to be a fan of engineering, architecture, and pure human ambition. The transformation of our infrastructure is a never-ending process. But there are certain years that stand out as turning points. This is one of those years. From the way we handle our energy needs to the way we interact with our urban waterfronts, the completion of these projects marks a new chapter. No longer are these just drawings or distant dreams. They are reality. They are made of steel, glass, and concrete. And they are ready for us to use them. We should feel a sense of awe at what can be accomplished when we decide to think big. These projects are the cathedrals of the modern age. They are designed to last, designed to serve, and designed to inspire. We don't have to wait any longer to see them. They are here. They are finishing. And they are spectacular. Engineering is often about the things you don't see. It's about the foundation of the bridge deep under the mud, the reinforcement inside the nuclear reactor, or the fiber optic cables running through a rail tunnel. But this year, a lot of those invisible efforts are becoming visible. The finishes are being applied, the lights are being turned on, and the public is being invited in. It is the culmination of years of hard work, and it is a reminder that we can still do big things. So whether you are a commuter in New York who is about to have an easier morning, a sports fan in LA enjoying a world-class stadium, or just someone who appreciates the sheer scale of a massive bridge, there is something on this list for everyone. These 12 mega projects are more than just construction sites. They are the future being built in real time. And it is a future that looks incredibly bright. Keep an eye on these sites as the year progresses. You will see the final pieces of the puzzle click into place. You will see the first trains run on new tracks, the first ships pass under new bridges, and the first kilowatts of power flow from new reactors. It is a symphony of construction, and the final movement is happening right now. The United States is being rebuilt, expanded, and modernized one mega project at a time. And we are all here to witness it. The ambition of these projects is a powerful signal. It tells the world that the United States is still a leader in innovation and infrastructure. It shows that we are willing to tackle the most complex engineering challenges head-on. And most importantly, it shows that we are looking forward. We are building for the people who will live in these cities 50 or 100 years from now. We are creating a legacy. As we wrap up our look at these incredible developments, remember that this is just the beginning. Behind every project that finishes this year, there are 5 more in the planning stages. The momentum is building, and the scale is only getting larger. We are entering a new golden age of American construction, and these 12 projects are the leaders of the pack. It is going to be a fascinating year to watch it all come together. From the roaring rivers of the West to the crowded streets of the East, the landscape of America is being reshaped by these 12 massive endeavors. They are a bold statement of purpose and a massive investment in our collective future. As the dust settles and the heavy machinery is moved to the next site, the structures they leave behind will stand as a permanent reminder of what we can achieve. The year of the mega project is here, and it is every bit as impressive as we hoped it would be. So keep looking up at those towers, keep watching those tunnels, and keep believing in the power of big ideas. Because as these 12 projects prove, when we decide to build something incredible, there is nothing that can stop us. The skyline is changing, the roads are moving, and the future is being built today. It is an amazing journey, and we are just getting started. One thing is for sure, by the end of this year, the map of the United States is going to look a whole lot more advanced than it did when we started. The age of the mega project is in full swing, and it is a sight to behold. Enjoy the view, because these are the landmarks of tomorrow, appearing right before our eyes. It is a testament to the fact that with enough steel, concrete and sheer will, we can truly reshape the world. Stay tuned, because the next big thing is always just around the corner. But for now, let's celebrate the incredible feats of engineering that are crossing the finish line this year. They deserve our attention and our respect for the massive impact they are about to have on our daily lives. The future isn't coming, it's already being built.